Regina along with Not So Perfect Parenting. Sorry, some disclaimer came up. Moderation helps everyone feel safe to build a positive. Okay. That never popped up. Sorry, I was looking at it. I was looking at that. I'm like, what is that? Some message from YouTube. I probably should have read it better. I think it was either way. All right, so I'm back with another live. And today we are going to talk about two things. It's actually going to segue me into my topic. The topic is actually going to be don't spit on the help. I want to help you parents to appreciate the people that's around you. Try to appreciate your kids a little more. A big mistake that I made, still kind of making it in a way. So I want to encourage you all to get the help that you need, be appreciative of the help that you're getting. So everybody come on in. But I want to talk about something that has been on my heart, and I'm actually going to start doing some teachings for parents. I have back in the day, this young man has, I believe he has 7 or 9 kids, I believe, and was trying to walk with the Lord and had a lot of questions about God and the Bible and how to instruct kids and things like that. So I actually made him a biblical parenting booklet, and I still have it. And I found out, I talked to one of my friends that still talk to him, and I believe all of his kids are probably grown at this point, but maybe like still some younger ones. But he still has it, and I still got it, and that person still has it as well. So I'm going to be doing some teachings on that. It was just various topics for parents who want to live, who want to teach their kids biblical things and be a biblical parent, and I believe it'll help somebody. But also there's another topic that I want to talk about, and it is not a very easy topic, and it's about children being touched inappropriately, and I think we need to talk about it. On my timeline, I watch a lot of crime and law, and that is, it could be like an algorithm thing, but it that is all over my timeline. It's just step parents are inappropriately touching people, babysitters, and just I'm like, why is this happening? Just everywhere. The teachers have gone wild. And you know what? The sad part about it is it's mostly the women teachers. Like we thought it was the men. And you know, if you see a man with a young girl, it is a whole problem. If she's laughing in his face, if she even looks like she's having too much fun with that male teacher, hello, how you doing? We have a whole problem. And I ain't saying have a problem. We need to be looking. But what I'm learning is it is a timeline full of women. And the sad part about this is these women are gorgeous women, and they're married with families. And then you would get this 30-year-old teacher has had almost, I can't, has had sex with a 13-year-old kid or an 11-year-old kid. And I remember on this channel, I did a video about, she was a beautiful young lady, early 20s. She had just had a baby, just got married. Hey, how are you? And she was having inappropriate relations, sex, with two of the boys, I believe, in her class. And one, like, we were arguing back and forth, especially on TikTok. The men were chiming in, like, yeah, I wish teachers looked like that when I was in school. And yeah, let him have sex with her because she's making him a man. And I'm like, but if this was a guy, and none of it's good. I don't want a man having inappropriate touchings or sex with a woman, or not a woman, a child. I don't want the men, but the women are getting away with this. I actually had a thing, and I'm gonna say it. I remember my eldest daughter came in, and I believe she was in high school. She was probably like a freshman or something like that. And she came home and she said, "Mom, this teacher was watching something inappropriate in the classroom with the boys." And she was just telling me, she said, it is very weird the way she interacts with these boys. I don't play games like that. When I hear something like that, it's better for me to, I'm not investigating it unless it's like my, but it's better for me to let the people that investigate it. So when I heard that, I said, well, say less. I told on her. I not only told the principal, I told the superintendent. So I thought something was going to get done with about it, because I'm like, even if you're wrong, I hope you're wrong, but let's make sure you're wrong. Well, nothing happened, not a daggone thing. I even went to a friend and I told them about it because they worked in law enforcement, and they said, well, you know what, go to the school board. So I was like, okay, I'll go to the school board and tell. So I wrote letters. I told the principal, superintendent, I told other teachers. Nothing happened to this woman being inappropriate with these boys. Do you know, some years later, they ended up arresting this woman because she had been having inappropriate relationships with these boys for years. And I told, because I'm not gonna hold it back. Don't tell me nothing about no inappropriate relationships with no kids if you want me to keep it a secret, because I will not. I'm going to tell on you. I don't care if you, now my dad is passed, but I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. If you're having inappropriate relationship with kids, don't tell me about it, and don't let me find out, because I'm gonna tell. And I told on that woman years ago, and they ended up finding out that it was definitely inappropriate relationships. And I think she got like a slap on the wrist. And this woman was married with kids. What is it with all these women who are married with kids? Maybe, I don't know, but you just never know. Oh, I'm sorry to hear your mom passed. Thank you. But yeah, I'm telling guys. So I want to get on here because I was segueing into, making sure parents have help and things like that. But it is becoming a problem with teachers having inappropriate relationships with these students. And I'm not sure how it even happens. I do remember when I was younger, I was hearing about teachers having inappropriate relationships with students, and some of it I was like, but I do remember walking in on something and I was like, this don't look right. There were two guys with our music teacher. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say it. Whatever. With our music teacher, and kind of like pulling at her skirt, and she like, stop. And I'm like, that don't look right. And it was rumors already, and I'm like, I think something going on, and probably years later it was, but that's just speculations here and there. But I don't even know how this stuff happens. So parents, I'm trying to encourage you all. I hope I understand what you're saying. I'm not good at English. Oh, well, I'm not a translator. I hope you can understand, but I'm talking about inappropriate relationships with students and teachers and all kinds of things, because my timeline, like I said, I watch true crimes or law and crime or whatever, and sometimes they'll go past, and I've been seeing a lot of timelines about teachers having inappropriate relationships. Parents, you just have to, I know it's hard sometimes because you're like, I'm working, I'm doing this, but if you love your kids, go through their phones, go through stuff. It takes so long for people to get what they deserve. I know, and it's insane, and it shouldn't, especially when you have someone telling on them. It's like, I know this is a sensitive subject, and nobody wants to talk about it, especially if you have a family member like a step parent on these timelines. One of my timelines, the video said that the step parent had been having sex with the stepson for like 10 years. I'm like, what? Now I know that that kind of relationship, nobody wants to believe anything like that, but I'm gonna tell y'all parents, if you got any type of feeling or gut, investigate. You never want your spouse or anybody in your life to do something like that, but unless you're just a very paranoid person, or it's happened to you, because people who that stuff happens to, you can, get a certain type of feeling and it be wrong. But sometimes your gut not wrong. If you start having a feeling that your child is having inappropriate relationships with anybody, that's spouse or step parent or siblings at this point, anything, investigate. Don't go and be like, no, no, just put some investigation in there, because it could be happening. This stuff is insane. I've been seeing the timeline, the step parents. I'm like, how do you even become a step parent and want to do anything with your stepchild? Like, that is what? aren't you like, oh, like it's just weird. I've never seen anything like this stuff. So I wanted to get on here. I was going to talk about something else, but I guess I'll leave it for tomorrow. But I got in a tangent about these inappropriate relationships. I'm tired of seeing it. Parents, go through your kids' phone, talk to their, be in their business. You got to be in their business, because one of the things that some of these parents were missing with these inappropriate relationships, these kids are on, I believe it's the Snapchats, or whatever, is it Snapchat, Snap, whatever it is, and they're allowed to delete their stories. It only stays up for a little bit, so they're having conversation with people, and then like, oh, I can delete it. It won't, So be in your kid's business. Let's see. I remember my cousin when I was a little girl would ask me to sit on his lap. This is a really good one. I remember my old cousin when I was a little girl would ask me to sit on his lap on any family, on at family parties, and never, wait a minute, sit on his lap on any family parties, and I've never saw it as weird until years. That is the truth. That's actually a real big thing, and I'm so glad you sharing it. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I hope I was able to do it, out, read it out loud. But that's a really good point. I remember there was a guy who would have, his relatives sitting on his lap, and nobody really even knew what was going on. But then the grandmother knew what was going on, was like, no, you don't ever sit on no man's lap. And if even if it's like your dad or close or whatever, if they want you to sit on your lap, you don't sit on the middle part of their lap, you sit on their leg. Put them on their leg. And I started even teaching like my son and the boys in our family, like if somebody comes and sit on your lap, put them on your leg, over, like down. We don't need them on your lap, because they were doing things with the kids with them being on their lap. And any man know, you put something on your lap, it's just, sometimes, I'm not a man, but sometimes you get something on your lap and it's just, ugh. So anyway, we all got to be careful. There's so much stuff going on. I wish it didn't have to be like this, y'all. But you have to, if your kid come to you and say somebody did something inappropriate, like the sitting on the lap, putting another thing, putting a hand in your, hey, put your hand in my pocket because I got some candy, or I got some. No, take it out. I don't want to put my hand in your pocket. A lot of people don't know or realize that those things were inappropriate. That's right. We don't know it's inappropriate in our childhood. No boys or girls should be sitting on an adult's lap. I agree. Who is this? Human nature. One wants. I agree. I agree with you. My dad did not play that. My dad didn't play that kind of stuff. You don't. And this is so funny. And this is how old I am. My dad, when he didn't even play us coming out in our PJs, like we were not allowed to walk in, like around the house and living room and stuff like that in our PJs. If we got up in the morning, we had to shower and get dressed. We were not even allowed to do that. Now, once we got older, we start trying to do it and all that. But my dad didn't play that. He even, nope, you get up, you get dressed. I don't want y'all seeing each other in y'all pajamas. I mean, it was like, it was different. But you know what? He kept some structure and some order in that house. And it seemed crazy and it seemed strict. I hated it sometimes. But you know what? Sometimes that's got to happen. So I want parents, I'm going to be talking about this a lot more. I have a book, that can talk about helping your young child start recognizing these things. And so you just got to tell them, because we don't know. And I see some things and I'm like, that shouldn't be. But we got to start looking out for these babies, because too much stuff is happening. No kid should be getting essayed in their own house for 10, 20 years. That we got to stop this. We got to stop. And just know, if I find out, I'm telling. So, all right. All right. It's Regina Long with Not So Perfect Parenting. Everybody have a good night.